Hi. Hi, welcome to 60 and Ready to Chat. I'm sorry I'm late. I could not get YouTube to let me start the stream. So sorry about that. I hope you're still out there waiting for me. I'm Ann Johnson. I hope you're all ready to chat. If you notice, if you've been with me before, I'm usually sitting, but today I'm standing my sit stand desk because my back is killing me. Been to the chiropractor and doesn't seem to be helping. But I'm standing. I don't feel any pain whatsoever. So hopefully I don't bounce around too much here while I'm standing. Today I want to talk about the phrase aging gracefully. I think we've all heard it. She's aging gracefully. Oh, your sister is aging gracefully. Or maybe you've been told you're aging gracefully. So I want to get into that. But first, I want to know who's out there watching me. So if you could put into the chat, say hello, and tell me where you're from. Tell me what region, state, country, city, whatever you want, but just let me know where you're from. I really appreciate that. I'm from, or currently living in the southeastern part of the United States, and I spent my early childhood in the West. So you could say I'm on the coast right now. So you could say I moved from sea to shiny sea. So that's pretty cool. I see we're kind of got some shy people out there. Don't want to let me know who is where they're from, but that's okay. That's okay. So let's chat about aging gracefully. I don't know if aging gracefully is a compliment or something else. Does anyone else out there know that? Is aging gracefully a compliment, or is it an insult? Or is nothing? It's just nothing in between. I think aging gracefully might be a trap. I think it might be a trap. I think there's Mary Zubach from West Virginia, which I have to be transparent. Mary Zubach's my mother, so hi, Mom. Thanks for joining. Do you think, hey, Mom, answer me. Do you think that aging gracefully is a compliment? Or do you think it is an insult? Or do you think it's a trap? What do you think? One of the reasons I think it's a trap is I think it's got some hidden rules attached to it. And if you notice, nobody ever says, boy, your father is aging gracefully, or your brother is aging gracefully. You ever notice that? It's never said about a man. It's only said about women. And I think that it quietly has certain rules to it. And I think it quietly means don't complain about getting older. Don't complain. Just ease right into it. It's a fact of life. Just don't complain. Don't try hard to look younger, because that's vain. We shouldn't try to look less than our age. When we do, we're aging gracefully if we don't bother trying to look less than our age. Don't try too hard. I'm sorry. Don't let yourself go. Don't let yourself go, because that means you're giving up. So in order to age gracefully, you're not allowed to look younger, but you're not allowed to let yourself go. Where in there is it possible to be us? We're also supposed to be dignified when we're aging gracefully. Be soft. I think that means invisible. I don't know. Be soft, be dignified. To me, that's what that is. Don't stand out. Don't be too loud. Don't be too bold. Don't be too sexy. Don't be too ambitious for your age. All these things are not aging you gracefully unless you're being the older woman you're supposed to be. So the trap is you can't win. You can't win. The phrase seems kind, but it's I mean, it sounds like a kind phrase, aging gracefully, but it's a narrow box. And it's telling women they're supposed to age correctly, whatever that means. And it's always to somebody else's standards, if you notice. Who defined aging? Think about that a minute. Who defined it? Was it your mother? Mom, did you define aging? Was it your grandmother? I'm sure your grandmother said the term aging gracefully quite a few times. Or was it Hollywood? Hollywood tends to put women aging gracefully on the shelf when they reach a certain age. So I'm reasonably certain they had something to do with the phrase. When you think about aging gracefully, there are certain things to me that come to mind. One, they're talking about, whoever says this is talking about appearance. So it could be you're aging gracefully, but you shouldn't be getting Botox, surgery, hair dye. Are all these things aging gracefully that you're getting them or that you didn't get them? I don't know. Do any of you know? Is getting Botox, dyeing your hair, and having surgery aging gracefully? Aging gracefully involves embracing the natural process through a positive mindset, self acceptance, and healthy lifestyle. That's what Mary Zubach says. And I think she's right. It is embracing the natural process. And I think it is a positive mindset. But that doesn't mean you have to let yourself go and not wear makeup, or if you want to dye your hair, don't dye your hair because you feel like you have to in order to age gracefully. I don't dye my hair. It's a choice I made. But I wear makeup, and sometimes I wear clothes that probably shouldn't, inappropriate for my age. I'm a contradiction, I guess. Am I aging gracefully? I don't know. Have you ever been judged for trying to look younger than what you are? You're not aging gracefully if you're doing that. Another thing that goes with aging gracefully is attitude and acceptance. Attitude and acceptance. Is graceful aging about letting go? Is it about letting go to age gracefully? Um, I don't know. I used to, well, think about it a minute. Is there anything you've let go of in midlife that you clung to when you were in your 20s and 30s? I mean, something that you hung your hat on that you now are like, no more. I can say that I used to care what other people thought about me, and thought about that for a long time when I was a young woman, that I was doing the right thing. I was the oldest child in the family. I was the oldest grandchild. So I was always afraid of what my grandparents thought about me. Now I don't care. I really don't care what people think about me. Apparently not, or I wouldn't be up here right now talking to my mother, apparently, in the room. But yeah, that was one thing I gave up. The other thing was trying to please people. Always tried to please people. And I don't mean excessively tried, but I was trying to be the best to somebody as if it mattered. And you know what? Half the time when you try to please someone, they don't care anyway. So you're wasting your time. I let that go. So that's another thing that I let go. I have a more of a I don't care attitude, and I'm not a people pleaser anymore. So that was the big thing I gave up when I hit midlife. Fighting back versus flowing forward. Is is there power in chasing youth, or is it exhausting? When you think about it, if someone is obsessed with youth and is constantly doing things to their face, their hair, their bodies, their clothing to recapture that youth, that is pretty exhausting. I did a video on this, chasing youth, and I'll link it in the description below. But I don't think I ever really did that. I've always been pretty accepting of who I am, but there's a lot of people that do, that they obsess on it. We are who we are, and I think we're pretty good. Can you be fierce and graceful at the same time? Can you be fierce while gracefully aging? Why not? If I have to gracefully age, I'm going to be fierce about it. I'm not going to just sit back and allow it to happen. I'm going to have some control. And I think that being fierce doesn't mean chasing youth. I mean, being fierce means accepting yourself who you are now, because you've grown beyond who you were in your 30s and your 40s and your 20s. You've gone beyond that. So what camp are you in? Are you in the fighting aging or making peace with it? Fighting aging or making peace with it? Or are you just kind of in the middle of that? Which one are you in? I mean, I mentioned earlier I don't color my hair, so apparently that means I am embracing my age. But as I mentioned, I wear clothes that are young for me sometimes. So does that mean I'm chasing youth? I don't think so. I think they go together. I think I can follow fashion and still be who I am. So let's ask some questions here. Should you own gray hair, or should you own dyed hair? I don't think it matters one way or the other. It's a color. Do you own red hair, brown hair, blonde hair, or gray hair? I chose not to dye my hair any longer for various reasons. My mom, on the other hand, is 88 and she's a blonde. So it all depends on what you want, not what society wants when it comes to hair color. Retire or keep working. If you're aging gracefully, should you retire early or keep working later in life? And whose choice really is that? Anyone out there thinking about retiring early? Or who's already retired? grandchildren. For those of you who have grandchildren, would you rather have more time with them, or would you rather have more time with yourself? Be honest with yourself. I think it's kind of a mixed bag. When you're aging gracefully, you can differentiate the two very easily because you have to have me time as well as grand time. Would you go back to 40 if you could? Would you go back to 40 if you could, Mary? The main thing that I've picked up on is what Mary Zubach said, and that's aging gracefully involves embracing the natural process. And through a positive mindset. So if you're embracing gray hair and you love it and that's who you are and what you want to be, then you're more than aging gracefully. You're living. And that's what's important. I think ultimately that aging gracefully just means aging honestly. Um, Showing up and being exactly who you are now, not who you were 20 years ago or who you should be now or in the future, but who you are actually being now. And I think that when it comes down to it, if you are true to yourself and not some fantasy of aging gracefully, I think that you're living a good life and you're living a beautiful life. I appreciate you joining me, and thanks for the chat.